want one? Yeah.
How many times you've been turned down, or been turned away, and you got your doubts. Was this ever meant to be? Are you wasting time on make-believe? Okay, now what? Do you put your dreams upon a shelf? Or do you tell yourself, yeah, that it's a deal, yeah, it is mine, yeah, and I claim it, I'm gonna shine, hey, I'm gonna shine, you're gonna shine, yeah, you're gonna shine. Behind, go on, shine, go on, shine, you're gonna shine, you're gonna shine, yeah, you're gonna shine,
Wow.
you're gonna shine,
Just this sample,
yeah.
something brand new from the amazing band that's Sounds of Blackness. Gary, good to see you again, my friend.
Great to see you, my brother, baby.
Oh man, what can I say? You have just ripped the roof off of the venue. And you constantly come back here and deliver time after time after time. All I can say is God bless each and every member of the group.
God bless you. Thank you for your support from day one, my brother. Yeah.
I was very fortunate enough, as you know, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis gave us the exclusive on it many years ago.
Yes.
But does it really seem like 20 years ago that you recorded Optimistic?
It really does not, you know, and then some of the original voices, the first voice of Optimistic, Carrie right here, the second voice, Jamisi. And by the way, Patty, the third voice, that's right, some of the originals here, of course, the band, all that kind of thing. And speaking of 20 years ago, Ann and I were in touch before we came home. She said to be sure to send you love.
I love that too.
Yeah.
What does it feel like to see that track still now in this day and age absolutely smashing dance floors all over the world? Because it still does it. Doesn't matter where we go, Gary, you can be anywhere in the world. You drop that record and the reaction is just amazing.
It's an honor and a blessing, you know. First and foremost, we thank God, you know. Don't have a whole lot of sense, but I got enough to know that. So, you know, and we thank you. You know, there's a scripture that says, how will they hear without a preacher? But for the music, it's how will they hear without a DJ? We can make all the music we want, but if y'all don't give us the love, and you know, right here, they're standing here, this band and these singers, their dedication, you know, all I do is wave my arms, really. This is the crew.
I understand it, but you need to take some props as well, my friend, because honestly, you know, this is such an amazing group, and the way you've held it together for all that time, you know, you've got to take hats off to each and every member of it. You're really, really a special unit to manage to stay together. How does it feel to really be the first group that ever put gospel music truly, and I mean truly, on the map?
Well, I mean, it's yeah, other people talk. Go ahead, Jeff.
People will tell you how the music has touched you. I think that's when it really hits home. It goes beyond rehearsals, and it goes beyond traveling and learning the lyrics and that sort of thing. When people tell you how much their lives have been touched, I think that's really makes it all worthwhile.
Definitely. And you constantly produce chart hit after chart hit, which no other gospel act have done. I mean, how does that feel to you all? Because it's an amazing feat to be able to do that.
Well, it's like I say, very humbling first and foremost, and gratifying because we, with faith as our base, but the whole bed and family of black music as our palette, you know, jazz, blues, gospel, R&B, hip hop, reggae. So that's the reason for the name Sounds of Blackness, and that people embrace that. And you know what? No one embraces it more than here in the UK. Yeah. It's like you guys get it.
We so appreciate that.
Talking of, you just mentioned hip hop. Back when Spirit come out,
Yeah.
Craig Mack on
Craig
top.
Mack. Everybody was shocked.
Exactly. I mean, like, you know, talk about two ends of the scale of music, but you did it. You have been pioneers throughout. With every idea you've come up to, who come up with that idea to use Craig Mack?
Actually, that was Jam and Lewis, because they said, you know, we want to put a real street thing on the inspirational message of Sounds of Blackness. So, you know, and also on that, on Spirit, you hear Carrie, you hear Billy, this production, you hear a lot of different voices kind of thing that came together on that. And Craig Mack, in fact, the first time we were going to debut Spirit on Soul Train, Craig missed his plane. And there we were, and we were on in like 10 minutes. You guys remember that? And so Don Cornelius was like, what are you guys gonna do? And I said, we got it, but you know, it's just a blessing, really. And we've been blessed to work with different hip hop artists. I mean, Salt and Pepper, Craig Mack, you name, and some of our local hip hop artists as well, and we always will.
So answer me this question. How did you manage to get 30 members there and he couldn't even get himself there? I mean, that kind of luck,
The first time we came over, Jam and Lewis brought the whole group over. We actually had not formed a tour group yet, right? And so they just like, come on, everybody, kind of thing. And you know, really, it was by their, you know, auspices that we happen under Perspective Records, Polygram, which I know is based here, and A&M Records. And we were blessed to be the first artist signed by them, which surprised a lot of people because when they started their label, I think, you know, the press and all that, well, surely they're going to sign Janet and the people that they're working with. And you sign Sounds of who? You know? And how many of them are there? But they were adamant, and I'll say this to end the question. The first thing Jan and Lewis said to us when they signed us, they said, Doc, had a nickname for me, they said, Doc, don't change anything. We want to present you to the world just the way you are. So that's why we're still the Sounds of Blackness, always will be, with the updated sounds that like Carrie and Tamesia, and on the production with her, Billy and Big Larry, our drummer kind of thing. Still, they bring it to today, but still with the essence of Sounds of Blackness.
You were pioneers really of the dance sound, right? Because that took things to another different level again, right? Because there was very few groups that crossed R&B, soul, dance and pop like you did. Why do you think you tapped into that dance market just as much as you did everything else? Because you really did explode on that scene.
Well, you know, we say what comes from the heart reaches the heart. And one of our contemporaries who we love, the Mighty Mighty OJs, they have a song called Message in Our Music, and they've got one of the greatest lines in there that answers your question. And in Message in Our Music, they say, understand while you dance. And so Sounds of Blackness, we're trying to make people understand it. And Ann and I think you were there for the Dance Music Awards. The whole group didn't come that time. It was Ann and I that came to represent the group. And it's like, and we won. It's like, oh my God, and took it back to the group. So yeah, the people, especially here in the UK, understand while they dance.
You've got this uncanny natural right in the lyrical content that blows people's minds. The dance element and all the rest of it's all been very good, but you come up with this track, Black Butterfly, and the lyrical content of that record was just absolutely jaw-dropping. Can you tell us a bit about it, Gary, from your perspective?
Black Butterfly, really, Jan and Lewis, we would always, you know, have a meeting of the minds kind of thing, and they would say, you know, Doc, we want to do this or have the group do that. There's so much talent in this group we bring out and still bring the message even from yet another angle. So we wanted to talk about inspiring, and after all the negativity that people of color and African descent have experienced, they said, you know what, we want to take it on the positive, you know, and something that everybody will hear. Spread your wings, you can do anything your heart desires. So Carrie, one of our members that we lost, Renee McCall, you know, on the lead, came out and sang that song, and of course that's what we had to do it tonight. And Corey Cotton, thank you. Yeah, Renee McCall. Yeah.
Very special record,
Yeah.
because you know what, they sent out such a positive message,
Yes.
and things was really going quite well in the world, you know.
Yes.
Soul Holiday. It's the only Christmas record I've ever played in my entire life. Right? So, are we going to get another Sounds of Blackness Christmas record? Because I need something, because I have to play the same record every year.
Yes. We will, in fact, absolutely. Yeah. We've got, in fact, there's a Christmas musical that we do every year, and Janicia directs, and Carrie choreographs, and Billy does the band orchestra kind of thing. And the night before Christmas, written by Clement Moore in 1822, right around these parts. And we've got a wealth of music from that, and new music as well.
We need a new Christmas record for you. I am getting to the point of needing a new one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Point taken. Yes.
3 Grammy Awards, 4 Stellar Awards, 1 Emmy nomination, International Time for Peace, International Dance Music Award, etc., etc., etc. The release of 15 albums, 20 singles, your amazing live performances topping the Billboard charts, being able to spread the word of the Lord to the mass market, longevity of this amazing group. What do you see as your biggest achievement today?
The biggest achievement is what happened just a few minutes ago when we met the Cottinghams of Nottingham. You know, the Grammys are great. We thank God for them. You know, so don't mistake our response to that. But the greatest thing bigger is when someone away from all the lights and the cameras comes up and tells us that our music helped to save their life or get them out of an abusive situation, or that they were contemplating suicide and heard the music and it turned their life around, or were in an abusive situation, or were down and out and heard the music and were inspired to go on and back to school or to repair a relationship, real life stuff. So like I say, the Grammys and Awards, and thank you for acknowledging that, they're great blessings and we're thankful for them, but nothing beats like the Cottinghams of Nottingham tonight telling us that they, with their tremendous family losses, and even at the services of the family members that they lost, that Sounds of Blackness music brought them through. Yeah.
And that was a really touching thing when you done that, you know.
Yeah.
And they were really respectful of it coming up afterwards as well. And you see how much it meant to them.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Bless them. It really is. Time to talk back, again, a couple of tracks from back in time. From a personal level, with friends and having members of family being really ill this year, so we're going to be choked up because we had a bit of bad news. But you know what? You've always managed to come up with these amazing tracks like I'm Going All the Way, I Believe, Holding On, and Everything's Going to Be Alright. What's it like to stand on stage and watch virtually another choir directly in front of you sing back that song to you?
Wow. What would you say?
I didn't question. See, it's choked up.
What I was asking was, when you're singing the songs, say like I'm Going All the Way, I Believe, Hold On, they're really inspirational records. What's it like for you being on stage and watching another choir crowd in front of you singing straight back to you?
It's amazing because as of that point, it's amazing because as of that point, you know that they're listening. There's no way that you want to be on stage, because we realize once we step on stage, it's not about us anymore. The stage is not for us to, you know, be pompous. We are definitely on stage to be humble and to spread the word. So if you see somebody in the audience, because the faces in the audience, even like today when we saw the young people, you see a lot of young people, they're searching and they're looking and they want something different. A lot of people don't go to church, you know, they don't, you know, so they're searching for something to heal them or, you know, to set them free. So songs like that, I'm Going All the Way, and giving them encouragement to keep going and to keep pushing gives them encouragement. So to have them sing it back to us, I know that's encouraging to them. So they are, you know, it's response, call it response.
You just played Shine from your forthcoming album for the next year.
Yes.
But where do the Sounds of Blackness go from here now? Because your history speaks for itself. You continuously come up time and time again, Gary, with phenomenal records. Where's the Sounds of Blackness going next?
Well, we're going to continue to do what we've been doing, but on an increasingly broader scale, only by the grace of God. You know, it's not us. We put the sweat in, and Carrie, Big Larry, Billy, Janicia, members writing songs like that, and you heard Shine, and the other new one that we do debut tonight, Look to the Sky. With tracks like that, keeping the essence of Sounds of Blackness in the center, but with today's sound, propel us into the future. Yeah.
Positive message.
Come on, Gary. Come on, Gary.
Yeah, definitely what Gary said, but yes, we want to do today's sound, but still with that positive message, because there's nothing wrong with that. You know? You can still groove to the beat and still feel that spiritual happiness as well. So that's what we want to keep.
How proud are the Sounds of Blackness when they see artists like Nisby and Alexander O'Neill going out in their own right?
Pride is, you know, we're honored by them, you know. The great, incomparable Ann Nesby, you know, again, we'll definitely want us to send you her love. Alexander O'Neill, a lot of people forget that he started with us. He'll remind you, he'll be the person. Yeah, right. You know. Yeah, I didn't used to like to have to do all that breathing in rehearsal and text. And another one that people sometimes forget. They may not know the name Cynthia Johnson, but they sure know the song Funky Town. Yeah. So we're just extremely proud, extended family members, really.
Talking of vocalists, you always seem to find amazing talent, and obviously more recent additions like Jamisha and Janelle, for argument's sake. How does this happen, Gary? Because you seem to constantly manage to find these absolute stunning vocalists. There's no other word for it.
They're all a gift from God. They really are.
And he works.
Oh my goodness, she did not say that to the whole world, right?
Sing, I said. I
I've got bad news for you, Gary. Like, this is going out live, so I can't.
I know, no edit. USA Today, right? Gary Hines, alias Ike Turner, right? Oh, God. But, you know, we're blessed that, you know, back in the day, we used to actually have annual auditions, and there would just be like so many people, and they would help line them up, and it would just take forever. So we had to kind of stop that because we have such a dedicated membership that they were really very rare openings, so we would have a very long waiting list, and that was frustrating people. So now what we do is when someone moves out of town or a spot opens up kind of thing, then we would hold an audition, and we're glad we did because we have someone that you're familiar with who's one of our newest members, Miss Chanel Perry. No stranger to Southport. Come here, sweetheart. Come on here. The band was making jokes, but I'm gonna tell them.
Chanel, first of all, tell everybody listening what track you was on the vocals of.
I did the song My Life.
Which is a huge record, again all over this country, a huge dance floor record. What's it like to be a member of this amazing group now?
It's actually amazing to be a part of this group. I love all of these guys. It's so much talent, in one place at one time. We change vocals, we sing different parts. It doesn't matter who's not there, we still cover for, we make up for what's not there. And Gary is an amazing, I came very humble to this group, not even knowing what I did here. So I just wanted to come be a part of what they were doing, be under his direction and learn. I wanted to listen, learn, and again, I met some amazing people, and we've grown to do, we just come to do a lot of great and big things, and we got so much more that's coming that it's just, we're all excited about it, and I'm completely excited.
It's good to hear that. Gary, we ask everyone that comes to the show to do an acapella of any track they want to pick of this. Any chance of one of the group?
Oh, of course. For you, Bigger? Mi-Soul, absolutely. Well, what do y'all feel? Hold on. Okay. Jim? Billy? Oh, the hold on. I thought you. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Come on in. Okay. Yeah. Okay. dedicated to your listeners, to my soul, and especially to you, Brother Bigger. From day one, brother. Never forget that. Okay. Okay. Raise it up some.
Just point in your. That's it.
Okay, yeah. Oh, you don't want to hear my voice, do you?
You like me, Gary, you've got 2 left feet with a voice.
There you go. Yeah, yeah. So maybe that'll pick up more like that. Okay.
Hold on, just a little while longer. Oh, hold on, just a little while longer. Oh, hold on, just a little while longer. Oh, everything will be alright. Oh, everything will be alright.
Hold on a little while longer. Hold on a little while longer. Hold on a little while longer. Every little thing will be alright. Every little thing will be alright. If we pray on, pray on, pray on a little while longer. If we pray on a little while longer. If we pray on, pray on, pray on a little while longer. Everything is gonna be alright. Everything is gonna be alright. Fight on just a little while longer. Fight on just a little while longer. Fight on just a little while longer. Every little thing will be alright. Everything will be alright. Every little thing will be alright. Everything will be alright. Everything will be alright. No matter what you're going through, no matter what you're going through, God's gonna work it out for you. Hey, I guarantee you true victory. Be
Say to each and every one of you, God bless you. Please keep doing what you're doing because we love you to the max over here.
We love you too.
And please, whatever you do, keep coming back and doing live shows, Gary, because honest to God, you and that band are phenomenal. There's no other word. The greatest live band, Gary. All of you.